Did you know over 60% of first-time clients do not return for a second visit? That is so painful, but it doesn't have to be that way. That's where Maya comes in. Maya is the ultimate marketing software for the beauty and wellness industry. We have a proprietary funnel utilizing special algorithms to help connect the right consumers with the right providers at your business. This means that Maya helps you get higher spending clients you love to work with who stay the long haul. If you want to increase your revenue, increase your client count, increase your average ticket, and increase your new client retention, then you need Maya. Go to joinmaya.com to set up your own personal virtual tour and see why over 500,000 consumers have trusted Maya and the businesses we work with to find their perfect beauty and wellness pro. We promise you will love Maya.
Thank you for joining me. This is Kati Whitledge with the Beyond the Technique podcast. Today is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'm so thankful to be with you this Thursday for a short conversation. And what better topic to talk about than gratitude versus greed? Now, where did this stem from? Well, gratitude is the perfect conversation for today because it's Thanksgiving. And I was listening to sermons on greed. And the cure for greed is gratitude. But I'm going to get into this because I feel like this isn't really spoken about. If you were going to ask yourself, am I a greedy person? You may say, no way, I'm not greedy. But when I learned about greed, I was like, there are times I'm definitely greedy. There are times I have had greed in my life because now that I know the definition of greed, I can admit that this is an area that I struggle with. So what is it? What is greed? Greed is the desire for more without appreciation for what is. Have you ever been stuck in that? I can't be alone on this, right? I mean, we've all been in a position where we want more and it's such a distraction that we forget to appreciate what we currently have. So today it's focusing on what is greed, how does it wreak havoc in your business and culture, and what can we do to combat that via gratitude as the cure. This is not about profit, it's about our posture. So here's an example from both sides of the fence. A salon owner who keeps adding services or promotions, but won't celebrate wins. Like here, we got to do more. We got to do better. Well, let's say you had a goal of hitting $10,000 in gift card sales this holiday season and you hit 9,000 and you just cannot celebrate the fact that last year you were at 7,500. So this is still a win. You feel that kind of the negatives of like, well, we had this goal and we didn't hit it. So just where's your posture and your attitude about celebrating wins, or is what you've done never enough? Sometimes I've struggled with that. How about you? On the flip side, a stylist who only asks, what's in it for me? Instead of, what could I contribute to this? It is by nature that we tend to think, what's in it for me? So it takes discipline and it takes practicing, shifting your mindset to us, we, stepping outside yourself. Greed may disguise itself as ambition. How do you know it's greed? Because being ambitious is not a bad thing. But greed can come when you lack contentment. Can you be grateful and happy for where you're at in the midst of striving or working towards where you want to be? Greed in leadership leads to constant comparison, comparing yourself to the other leaders on your team, comparing your business to other businesses, other salon owners in your network that you know, stylists comparing themselves to their team members, to other stylists throughout the area, to former stylists who may have gone out and done their own thing, right? Greed can wreak havoc. It will lead to burnout and being discontent. and team turnover ultimately, because the staff can sense when from the top, nothing is ever enough. When can we relax? When can we rest? When can we have a season of like, we've done enough, we've done great, and let's enjoy and reflect on the good things that we have already? How does greed wreak havoc on a culture? When leaders are driven by greed, gratitude disappears, and so does joy. And how does it show up? It shows up that recognition becomes more rare, and stress becomes more prevalent or normal. Do you have leadership who are always stressed out? Are they recognizing any of the positives? When people hoard knowledge or clients instead of sharing, that's greed showing up and manifesting itself. It turns a culture into competition instead of collaboration. We've all been told, let's not compete with one another. Let's collaborate. When you think about your quote unquote competition in the area, but what about internally in your own inside the business? Is there a competitive nature or a nature of collaboration? Chasing every trend, as if you were a salon that chases every trend without ever mastering one, will leave team members exhausted and uninspired. Where does that stem from? Well, that's greed. Again, because you never have enough. It's never enough. It's never good enough. So you're constantly going after trend. You never master any of it. That's going to lead to team burnout. And then look, greed costs more than it gains. So number one, we all have been greedy, have greed within us, and will have moments of greed in the future, because greed by this definition is not appreciating what you have because you're so focused on what you have not. And this is like a parenting thing too. We see this in our kids. My kid, I did not grow up the way my kid is growing up. I grew up in a, I don't know, 1,200 square foot home. There was 5 of us. I shared a room with my sister. I had a twin bed. Like, there was one bathroom for all of us. Like, this wasn't the way my kids grow up. And I didn't grow up with social media. So there wasn't this comparison. There wasn't like, I just wore normal clothes from like big chain department stores. My kid's like, I want to look drippy and have all Nike and I want to wear Uggs. And I'm like, well, you're 8. And by the way, I break down and I get it for him because I want him to feel awesome. So I'm guilty. I'm guilty of not saying no. I think, well, I'll let you have that and then we'll go volunteer at a food pantry so you can see like, hey, not everybody has what you have. Is that really going to shift his heart and get him to think differently? Probably not. There's got to be something ongoing in his life that gets him into an attitude of gratitude, because some of the kids that are the most spoiled have a crappy attitude. That same thing can happen. If you have a salon environment where you are going after everything all the time and you never have enough, you never have enough, and it stems from the top, you might see that play out within your team too, where they become used to that. And then they're going to be like, well, what the heck? Why aren't we getting this and that? And you're like, you guys, I give you everything. How come you're not grateful for all the things? You know what I mean? So just keeping an eye on greed stems from never having enough, never being grateful for what you have because you're always focused on your have nots. Here's the cure. Here's the good thing. It's Thanksgiving. Let's keep it positive, right? The cure is gratitude. And the thing about gratitude is this has to be an intentional practice, an intentional awareness of the good that already exists. And then combining that with the discipline to express it. It's one thing to be like, oh, I am grateful, but it's another thing to express gratitude. How does that show up? How do you express gratitude at your business? Well, this is one of the reasons why Maya has love languages built into it. And I would recommend that every team culture kind of get to know everybody's love languages, because it can show up in the form of giving gifts. spending time. Touch is a love language. And if you ask the team, they're always like, you're always like kind of touching. I'm always like grabbing the shoulder, knocking elbows, like hugging people when I meet them before I leave. Like, I grew up in a highly touch home. Like, we snuggled. Was that a thing for you? Hopefully that's not creepy, but it is a form of love. And you kind of got to feel out your team. Well, who has the vibe of being like, I'm cool with a hug, I'm not cool with a hug, right? Maybe it's a high five. Positive affirmations, acts of service, going out of your way to do something nice for somebody they didn't expect. This is how you show and express your gratitude. Because greed says, when I have more, I'll be happy. Gratitude says, because I'm grateful, I have more than enough. And honestly, I'll tell you, I went to a missionary trip. This is back in 2002, and it was to Guatemala. Guatemala has the third largest dump in the world. It's so large that people live there, like inside the dump. They build homes out of metal, just shingles. I don't even know what to call it. Just things that they find that can help them have a sturdy-ish foundation. We went around and we were asking, like, how can we serve or pray for you? Bringing food. Even the family we stayed with in Guatemala, everything they threw away, they put in a bag first and tied it because they knew that one of the main jobs of children who live in the children who live in the dump every day, their job was to go out and find and source food for the family that day. So the family we stayed with always threw everything away inside of a bag because they knew somebody's going to eat this. And we went around and we asked, how can we be praying for you? Everybody said, oh, we would just love prayer for our health, to stay healthy. I'll tell you this, the people we met were happy. They were happy and they were living in community and they were loving and serving one another and just being together. Being together is what made them happy. They weren't on their iPhones all day long. They didn't have any technology, any outlets. And they were so content, and their one desire was to stay healthy. That was the most humbling experience that I came back thinking, wow, we are truly the wealthiest people in the whole world. We have everything and then some. We have more than enough. No matter who you are, if you are living in the United States of America right now, you are rich. And staying in that mindset of, I have more than enough. I'm grateful because I have more than enough is the attitude of gratitude. Gratitude in action. When you are a leader, noticing the small wins, but every day, what's the small win that you can identify and then expressing it. So saying simple things like, I appreciate you so much. Like, thank you for doing this. Gosh, you're talented in this way. I appreciate it. So naming the behavior, naming the person or the people responsible for this good thing, and celebrating not just the outcome, but the intention behind the good things that happen. So celebrating milestones. I think we're actually really good at this as a salon community. We definitely celebrate our stylists, like, or any team members' anniversaries. Oftentimes at our team meetings, we celebrate, who has the best retail, and not just who has the best retail, but is there anybody that had the best like improvement from last month, so that it's not always your main 3 to 5 people that get recognized because they're retail rock stars, but you're recognizing people who have overcome an obstacle, who had a great month compared to last month. And guest compliments, every single positive Google review that our business receives, we are putting it in our Asana channel for our entire team to see and celebrate that good thing that was shared about one of their team members. And everybody's like liking it and being like, heck yes, this is awesome. And it just cultivates more of the good things that you want. The scientific, psychological aspect is gratitude literally does rewire our brain toward optimism and resilience. And your team is going to mirror your mindset. So, as a leader, as a salon and spa owner, I recommend you create a daily habit of gratitude. And what does this look like? Either first thing in the morning or right before bed, writing down 3 things that you are thankful for from the day or the day before, right? So I like doing this before bed because I've had the whole day happen and I think, okay, what are 3 wins? And I do this when I teach yoga right before we go into Shavasana. I say, what are 3 wins from your day? What are those 3 things that you're super grateful for? And then when I bring back everybody to at the very end, I say, the thing I'm grateful for is being with you in this community. And I am. It's true. They're so special and I love it. So making that a daily habit, that actually does rewire the brain. Now, the reason to do it in the morning is just set the day up for success. How can I have an attitude of gratitude today? What do I get to do today? What are the things I'm looking forward to today? You could start and finish each day with 3 things that keep your mindset in that attitude of gratitude. Because gratitude doesn't make us complacent. I have enough. I have more than enough. So therefore, I'm complacent with the things I want to work towards. It actually just makes us content enough to lead from abundance, knowing that you're already good. So that as you continue to work towards new and better, it'll happen because you're good now. So everything now, in addition to what you have, is just a cherry on top. It's like abundance coming towards you constantly. How can we nurture a culture of gratitude? So let's make it practical. When you have your team meetings, starting meetings with moments of appreciation, which I suspect you probably already do. Many of you in your team meetings are already shining light on moments to show appreciation for the team, milestones you've hit, success of the business, success for an individual, and so on. At the end of the week with your leadership team, could you carve out a little time to share the 3 wins? So you made it a daily practice for yourself. How can you make it a weekly practice as a leadership team? Tying recognition to values, not just revenue. So looking for ways to recognize the good that isn't tied to a KPI, but more like your character, your integrity. I get to work with somebody like you. You are amazing, and here's why. Encourage owners and so other owners that you own the business with, other leaders that you lead with, your team, to become a culture that celebrates good things. This is a discipline. It's going to take being intentional. It's going to take consistency, because you don't want to wait to feel thankful. We want to train ourselves to focus on what's already good all the time. How can we take this into beyond today? Let me just remind you. Greed says, I deserve more. And don't lie to yourself. You have thought those things. We have a whole culture of treat yourself. Dang it. I have treated myself. And everybody's like, girl, get it. I love that for you, right? We have that where we're high-fiving each other for that. But there's something that can shift in the heart where we are unaware that we have this posture of feeling like you deserve more. But gratitude says, I've been given more than I deserve. Wow. Greed says, I deserve more. Gratitude says, I've been given more than I deserve. One will drain your culture, the other fuels it. So here's my challenge for you today. List 5 ways your salon or spa has already been blessed. What are 5 ways you've already been blessed? And 5 people you will intentionally thank in the next week. Make it special, make it specific. 5 ways your business has been blessed, and 5 people who have been a blessing in your life that you can share that with them. Friends, I love spending time with you. It's just a joy. If you have topics, you're like, Katie, I want you to speak on this, send it to me. info at joinmaya.com. info@joinmaya.com. Send me your ideas. I'd love to speak on topics that will support you, your leadership team, and your professionals. Until next time, everybody, have an awesome day and stay strong.